Good morning, students. Hope you are all keeping safe and happy and engaging yourself in learning and other form of creativity. In our previous class, we had learnt about the Sangam.H and we had talked about the introduction, the sources and the society and the economy as a part of syllabus. The whole of Sangam.H tells about the literary works of the period, as 3 such Sangams were held. And 2 of the sources we talked about, the Tirukural written by Sant Tiruvalluvar and the Megaliths. From the part of society, we had learnt about the class division. And in this class, we'll learn about the food and dress of the people. The people in the Sangam.H consumed some kinds of grains like rice and ragi. They also consumed meat and fish with some vegetables. Milk was their chief product and some other milk products were also eaten by the people. The grains that they ate, they removed the chaff and then converted them into flax known as aval in their own language. They prepared a dish known as appam made of rice flour and milk. It was a luxury for them. Besides eating grains, meat, fish, vegetable and appam as their favorite luxurious dish for them, they also consumed tortoise flesh and fish. They prepared them hot curries and then consumed. This is in brief about the kind of food they took in the Sangam.H in the southern part of the country, the Cheras, the Cholas and the Pandyas. The dress of the people was the clothing, which basically was 2 pieces of cloth as we had learned from the Harappan civilization. Women used the corset and hair paste. They were kind of things that they used to the hair and the foundation cream, and then they also used corset is some kind of fitting garments that they used. Both men and women wore ornaments and children wore the necklace made of tiger teeth. This is in brief about dress and food. Next comes the entertainment part of the people of the Sangam.H. Most of them remain busy in enjoying music and dance. In their free hours after their harvest, they engaged in the villages in some kind of activities like cockfighting, goat fighting, gambling, wrestling. And sometimes while wrestling, an opponent was also used to die. So that's how the men kept themselves engaged. Children of the period engaged themselves in various other games. Next comes the position of women. The position of women was not equal to men. The married women, the female ascetics were some divisions of the women that we found. The female ascetics were the women who belonged to the Jain or Buddhist class. Either they were Buddhist or the Jains, they were ascetics or sadhvis, and the renowned 2 women were Kondi Adigal and Mani Megalai. There were 2 ascetics of the people, of the period. Some of the women were also courtesans. Most women enjoyed freedom of movement. There were women poets as well. In some parts of southern kingdoms, worship of a female deity known as Kannagi or Patini was found, and that was the chaste lady. That in our language, in Hindi, we call it Sati. This spread to different parts of the land. Under Senagutuvans, who worshipped Kannagi, the spread of worship of this deity even went to Sri Lanka and Malwa. That is with regard to the position of women and the kind of belief the people had in the chaste lady or Kannagi, otherwise known as Patini. Next comes marriage. The Tolkapiyam, written by Tolkapier the poet, mentions that the Aryans had introduced the forms of marriage, and that also was practiced by the Sangam people. The marriage ceremonies were practiced even in the Sangam states. There were both secret marriages and open alliance marriages practiced. Distinguishedly, it has been mentioned that there were secret and open alliance marriages. 8 forms of marriage was described in the Sanskrit Dharma Shastra that also was translated into Tamil books. That is about the institution of marriage during the time. Next comes the economy of the period. During the Sangam age, the economy was almost simple and self-sufficient. The people were industrious and they believed in living well by earning good bit of money. They were simple and self-sufficient. They were industrious and hardworking. There were both classes of people found rich and poor, as we had learnt earlier. There were high-born and low-born. So people engaged themselves in earning and they believed in collecting wealth through hard work. One of the occupations of the period was agriculture. Rice or paddy was the main food crop that they grew. Besides that, they also grew cotton, ragi, sugarcane, pepper, ginger, and many kinds of spices. For the irrigation purpose, they constructed canals and embankments. Canals and bunds or embankments were built during the period for irrigation to the cultivable land. The Chera Kingdom basically grew jackfruit, turmeric and pepper, while Chera Kingdom grew paddy in most forms. Also they grew ragi. Sugar was produced in most parts, and sugarcane was produced and sugar was made from the sugarcane. Besides agriculture as one of the occupations, they were engaged in other occupations as well. Basically spinning and weaving was found during the period. They also engaged in trade. Urayur was a great center of cotton trade. It is found that they grew cotton. They also made cloths of silk. Fine cottons were made during the period which were as fine as the skin of a snake. Cloths of wood fiber were also made for the ascetics or sadhus to wear. Dyeing of cloths to color them was also practiced during the Sangam age. Shipbuilding was another occupation. Metal working, carpentry, rope making, ornament making, tanning, making ivory products were other form of occupation of the people. Tanning is the working with the skins to make shoes from the leather, that is tanning, and ivory is the work made with the ornaments made with the tusk of the elephant. Then comes a trade. Both internal and foreign trade was practiced by the Sangam people. In internal trade, it was found brisk through the caravan of merchants. There were carts, there were pack animals who carried things from one part to another. The system of exchange of money was not there while they practiced the barter system. They took a thing and gave another thing. While paddy was the main medium of exchange for them. We are giving money to purchase things. They were giving paddy, that is the husked rice, to exchange things. Salt was sold for paddy. Honey and other roots were exchanged for fish oil. Toddy, that is a drink, alcoholic drink. Toddy, sugarcane, rice flakes were exchanged for arrack. This is another form of alcoholic drink. There were not markets made at many places. Angadi is a place where there was a market, while people received their things through hawkers to their houses. This is internal trade. What were the things sold and how they reached to the people. Next comes the foreign trade. The products exported from the southern part of Sangam.H to many other parts. It's mentioned in some of the Sangam books that it established trade relationship with the Roman Empire as well. So the products that they exported like spices, pepper, ginger, cardamom, cinnamon and turmeric. Ivory products, pearls, precious stones were also exported from the Sangam land to many other parts. While they also imported things like horses, gold and glass. Important ports found during the Sangam-Age in the southern parts were Puha, Salia and Bandar were the three important ports found. Later there are mention about other ports like the Nora, the Tandis and the Mujeres. Trade between India and Roman Empire also existed as it is mentioned in a book called Periplus. Periplus also mentions Urayar, to where all pearls were sent to be exported. Periplus, the book also mentions about the muslin kind of thin cloth made in the area around Andhra Pradesh. The gold, silver coins from the Roman Empire found in the Tamil land indicate that extent of the trade during the period from this part to many other parts of the world. This is all about the economy and the society of the people. You need to remember the kind of food that they ate, dress that they wore, and entertainment that they made. Next coming about the economy, what were the classes of economy, agriculture, trade, and other forms of workers as goldsmithy, then blacksmithy and many others. This was for now. In the next class, I will come with the exercise. Bye-bye.